on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you another figure review. And today we're taking a look at WWE Mattel Elite Series 101. We have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens. If you are interested in grabbing these figures, they are now in stock and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code 4LIFE. It will save you 10% off your order at checkout. So here we have Cody Rhodes' first Mattel Elite figure in a very long time. It's crazy to think a little over a year ago he was in AEW, and here we are getting another Mattel Elite, especially of the American Nightmare version. It's kind of crazy to think he debuted at WrestleMania, if you look at the timeline, and we're around Royal Rumble season right now with the Rumble coming up this weekend. It was less than a year to get an Elite. They pumped out a basic, which was kind of a repainted, reused head. And here we have the actual, kind of American Nightmare version of Cody Rhodes. Kind of pretty sick to think about it. I feel like they pumped it out pretty quick. Kevin Owens, based on his WrestleMania match versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, that is also going to be a fun figure. You can see he does come with two heads, so he had that skull cap over there to give him that bald look when he was mimicking Stone Cold, with the Austin 316 shirt as well. You also do get another interchangeable head if you just want to go with a straight, regular Kevin Owens, and he does have the WrestleMania shirt pictured on underneath the cloth shirt, so you kind of get a 2-in-1. That's a fun figure. And let's get it right out of the way. Unfortunately, Mattel botched it. It says the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes here on the bottom. I heard they're looking to possibly do a running change if they could correct it. Cut them some slack. They are human. Sometimes things are missed, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Is it a little disappointing for mock collectors? Yeah, but it is what it is. Could be worse, right? But you do get the awesome image of Cody and Kevin Owens on the front of the box. Flipping over to the side, you have the American Nightmare again, unfortunately, and Kevin Owens on the nameplates. Flipping over to the other side, you get the awesome images of Cody and Kevin Owens. On the back, the larger images, as well as the read-up and the other figures in the wave. Enough chatting. Let's come back and crack these guys out of their packaging. And starting us off, we're taking a look at Kevin Owens out of the packaging. As far as the accessories go, you do get a set of interchangeable mic holding hands. You can see he does have the hand tattoo on there as well as the wraps. You get the interchangeable Kevin Owens head here. Great likeness. I like the thickness to the beard. He's kind of got that smug look. I do like the fade in the hair. Looks really nice. Absolutely love how the skin came out. And of course, the selling point, you get the 2-in-1 figure. You get the other interchangeable head where he's got the bald cap on there. You can see the sculpting on the front. And even on the sides, you can see they sculpted it to make it look like he's wearing a bald cap to give him the bald head. I really do like that. That was something very clever by Mattel. I was hoping we would get more of those stretchy shirts that came with the Ultimate Edition Austin, but it is a regular Austin 316 shirt with the Velcro in the back, and I guess that kind of makes sense since this shirt had to be probably a little bigger because he does have another shirt on underneath, and we will go ahead and remove the Austin 316 shirt. Take a look at it quickly off of the figure. Looks very nice. Pretty much the basic shirts that we've been getting from Mattel. I do like the material. Again, look at the size of it. It is a lot larger because underneath he does have the shirt that he wore during his WrestleMania match versus Stone Cold. I feel like the modern day Austin Elite from that match is a layup. It is 100% coming at some point. In what series, I don't know. But it's coming. Mattel is definitely going to make sure to get their money's worth, especially when it comes to a big wrestler like Stone Cold who came back. You can see he's got the KO Mania with Austin and KO on the front. Love all the tattoos. I will say my arms, again, this is a running issue. I have noticed he's got some gappage on his bicep, and now that I'm trying to play with it, his shoulder joint is fused. My God, that is something I'm going to have to heat. You will see it even more noticeably on that side. Even though the tattoo work looks great, this has been a real, pain point of mine. I feel like we've been seeing it a lot on these figures. I mean, look how great that looks, but it's just not sitting quite flush, and I really, it bothers me. I know on your display shelf you will not notice it, but I did want to point that out with the bigger arms. You will see on the back it has Owens 316. Got the nice little logo and the decal on there as well. And for shorts, they're the kind of the basic Kevin Owens shorts that we've been getting with his other elites. Guy has Fight on the front. He does have the knee pads underneath as well over here, and the plain black boots. But all in all, not a bad figure. I really do like the likeness to it. And if you want swapping on the other alternate head, you can see how that looks on this figure to kind of complete your Kevin Owens in-ring match versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. And for your figure comparisons, here I have an Elite 91 Kevin Owens. You will see they are the same size. They are very similar in the gear and the attire. I did want to point out, if you notice these arms, they do sit more flush than this one. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the way it was sitting in the package, but you will see the big arm here definitely sits a lot more flush with a peg here. And honestly, you know what I'm going to do? I don't need two Kevin Owens in ring gear. This is the only one I had in my collection. I do like KO, but I feel like I just keep upgrading with the better versions. I will say the new head scan on the Elite 101 looks a lot better. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pop this head off. I'm going to go ahead and throw this bald cap KO on here. And I'm going to throw the Austin 316 shirt on there, and we'll kind of display it like that. And with the shirt on KO, I feel like this will be a perfect display option. Obviously, the wrist tape is a different color, but you know what? I do feel like it is significant enough to keep KO in this t-shirt displayed because his match versus Stone Cold was pretty awesome. And here you still kind of get your bald cap look with the 2-in-1 as well. And how could we not? Here we have a legend, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I did go ahead and swap the head with a basic 100. He does have the shirt from the Ultimate Edition. This is kind of the one I was talking about where it was the stretchy material. You'll see versus the difference with the actual Velcro one. But in case you want to see what Stone Cold and KO look like, and again, I'm 100% sure we are going to be getting a variation of this figure very soon from Mattel. Next up, we have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I can't tell you how excited I am for this figure. I'm a huge Cody fan. I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest Cody guy till he left WWE. Followed him on through the independents, you know, obviously moving on to AEW. I was just a huge fan of his. How he was able to reinvent himself and really just, you know, tap into his own personality and become just an awesome, not only character, but in-ring performer as well, putting the total package together. And I'm excited to see what he does this year in WWE, returning this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. So again, personally, I'm very excited. And the timing for this figure's release couldn't have been more perfect. I'm sure if he wins that Rumble on Saturday, ringside will sell out of this figure. I promise you that. But as far as the accessories go, you do get a set of open hands for him to do that kind of like in-ring pose where he's kind of like screaming to the fans. You do get a set of fisted hands. I hate that this peg is a different color. I did want to point that out. It is consistent on all of these taped hands. It's just, it is what it is at this point. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. But here we have Cody Rhodes looking phenomenal. Let's bring him in real close. I love that they included the chest hair. He does have the dream tattoo. I feel like the arms are a little smaller than what we saw when that was released at Hogan's Beach Shop when we kind of first saw the first images of this figure. I feel like he had bigger arms. Personally, I think these small arms fit him a little better. You can see he's got the wrist tape and the hand tape on the other side. The tattoo. So I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that the tattoo kind of stretched over to his face. I didn't like it either when I saw it, and I feel like now that it's in hand, it does look a little better. You can see when you turn them from another angle, you do have the full tattoo. Let's just go ahead and pull the head off. You do have the actual full tattoo on here. So if you're one of those people who hates it, you can take a little goof off, and that should be easily removed, and you will have no problems. But now that I kind of see it, it doesn't really look so much like it's on his face. It does look like if he's turned his head, the tattoo is stretching. But when it's on there like this, I don't love it, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I was, because I was really bummed out when I saw it. But I just wanted to knock that out right away because I know a lot of people had a lot of different comments and opinions on it. Majority were negative, but it is better than I originally thought. I will say that. The head scan to me doesn't look bad. Something about it, I don't know if mine is misprinted. Something just looks a little wonky with my eyes on this figure, on my set anyway. I don't know. What do you guys think? From certain angles, it looks okay. Other ones, I don't know. Maybe it's misprinted. Maybe his lips are misprinted a little to the left. But yeah, the likeness I can see to Cody is absolutely there. It does look pretty good. And again, don't forget, we are getting that Ultimate Edition based on his WrestleMania debut, or return, I should say. Hopefully coming this summer. So this is the first of many Codys. And additionally, this gear, if you're not familiar, is pretty much the AEW Supreme figure. It is the same tights. The boots are a little different. You have the stars and stripes. But it's like shots fired by Mattel, right? Like, who did it better? You'll see the actual attire here underneath of the blue. Actually, before we even jump to there, let's look at the weight belt. It's Mattel's weight belts really do need to be changed. Obviously, I really want one with a buckle. I hope we're getting there. I think Mattel has heard us. I think it is coming eventually. It just looks too basic and generic for me. It needs a little something more here, and we will see that when we compare with the Jazzwares belt design. And you'll see the American Nightmare logo on the back, stretched across the weight belt with the stitching here in between. We'll say it does look a little big for him, just a little bit. And again, they have a generic style on the weight belts, but it does remove pretty easy. And now we can get a closer look at his gear. You will see the nice design. This printed really nice. I really do like how clean that looks, man. No knee pads. He does have the design on here. For some reason, the Ultimate Edition had knee pads. I hope they go consistent with this, because this is, to me, a little more accurate. He wears the knee pads on underneath. Looking at the gear itself, really does look nice. Just, again, very clean. He does have the American Nightmare logo on his boots. Same on the other side. Really gives me some Sting vibes, right? From the Elite or Defining Moments figure we got. But I am very excited to have this Cody in my collection, and we are going to run through a ton of comparisons, so stay tuned. And jumping right into it, so we're going to bring out some of the Jazzwares figures. We have the Unrivaled Series 1B with the updated skin tone here. And on the right, we have the Ringside Blood and Guts exclusive Cody. And I'll be honest, I feel like the Mattel one just looks far superior over these for sure. Next up, we have the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Cody here on the left. And on the right, we have the Unrivaled Series 4. So I did actually torso swap this from the Ringside figure here. And you can see the difference with the tattoo placement and the look of it. Personally, I like the look of Mattel's better, to be honest. It just looks more like a tattoo versus, I guess, a sticker. But, you know, I'm not trying to shit on Jazzwares at all, because I really love these figures when they were released. But, I don't know, I guess I'm just a Mattel guy. And to me, aesthetically, the Mattel just looks a lot better. And I will say one thing that Jazzwares did do better was the weight belt. So you can see there is a sculpted belt buckle on the front. And I actually do have one of the white ones from one of the Supreme figures. You can see the sculpt versus what Mattel's given us. Now, I think this belt is going to be a little small for Cody. It does actually have the same logo here on the back if you guys want to compare. I'm going to swap it on here and see if this is a better fit. And if it is, maybe this is the weight belt that I keep on the figure. And hey, actually, it looks pretty perfect. What the hell? I thought it was going to be a little small, and maybe it's a tad small. I mean, look how much further the actual Mattel one goes, but that doesn't look bad to me at all. I mean, I feel like the buckle in the front really just takes this figure to another level versus this ugly strap that we have here. And yes, obviously Jazzwares produced a lot of Cody Rhodes, so here we have some more comparisons. On the left, we have the Unmatched Series 4 figure of Cody in the suit, which I'm sure we are going to be getting a Mattel basic figure of, no doubt in my mind. And the other two figures are the Walmart exclusive Supreme figure. So there was two variations. We had the mainline Supreme release, which had this attire. Then they repainted it as a Walmart exclusive. You did get him in the red. And if you guys want to take a quick kind of side comparison look of the actual tights, both look really nice. The boots, obviously, very similar. The Jazzwares Supreme figure is supposed to be like an Ultimate Edition, so it has a little more articulation points than an Elite. But all in all, looks pretty nice. You will see the tattoo. This color variation, to me, looks a lot better than the one that came with the Ringside Collectibles exclusive tattoo. It just has a little more of a darker tone. And if you can see, they do come with a different set of legs. So he's got these other tight variations you can go with, which are different than these two here. And the last set of Jazzwares comparisons. So we have the first AEW Supreme Cody Rhodes. Again, you will see him here with the actual entrance jacket, with the red and gold tights on underneath. He did come with a Stars and Stripe weight belt, as well as the white one, which we do have on the Elite figure here. You will see the attire here is identical to the Elite. I did swap the boots out, so the lower half of these boots actually came with this set of legs. The original boots on this one were like Stars and Stripes. You can look up some pictures online, but I wanted the white boots on this figure, and you can see the tight detailing. I mean, I'm not going to knock Jazzwares at all. I think the actual, the red on these tights are a lot brighter. The gold's a little shinier than the one that is on the Mattel figure. The Mattel one looks very clean for the most part, but you know, Jazzwares did a great job as well, so I can't sit here and knock it. I do really like both. I feel like as far as the proportions look, I kind of like the Mattel Elite. I don't know. The tattoo, again, you can see the variations here. I think I'm going to give the points to Mattel. Even with the wonky looking eyes, I still think Mattel has the better head sculpt. If you ask me, the skin tone as well. I think that's another thing that I never really cared for the Supreme. It just looked a little kind of like a grayish tan to describe. It just looked a little weird. But flipping all the way around to kind of get the whole 360 view. These figures really both do look great, in comparison. So, I mean, it's a matter of preference. But again, I think I'm just going to go Mattel. Moving on to some Mattel Cody comparisons. So, technically, the first American Nightmare WWE Mattel figure was the basic 135, which I thought looked pretty good, even though they reused the head scan. I did throw on the t-shirt and the weight belt from one of the Supreme figures to kind of complete the look. You can see the head scan differences. I mean, obviously, again, this is an older scan. That's more of a modern one. And we have the Elite 32 Cody here on the right, based on his kind of end of his run with WWE once he left the company, and you can see how he's reinvented himself here. And our last comparison, if you wanted to pair your Mattel Elite Cody with his wife Brandy from Jazzwares, they do scale and look pretty well together. Also, if you want to throw a few of the AEW Jazzwares accessories on your Cody Rhodes, you can. So here is a cloth t-shirt that came with one of the Supreme figures. And obviously, this is not accurate at all, but if you were curious a little bit to see what the entrance coat looked like on the Elite figure, here is the Jazzwares Supreme entrance jacket on him. Before we wrap up here with some final thoughts on these two figures, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget, we have the rest of Elite Series 101 to review, as well as the Chase Mr. America. We will be doing a standalone video for the regular and Chase Mr. America. Tons of Hulk Hogan comparisons going on in that video. We also do have Sonya Deville, Ricochet, and Johnny Knoxville's first Mattel Elite figure. So turn on those notification bells and stay tuned to my channel here to get tons of in-depth reviews and first looks at all of those figures. As far as these two figures go, I absolutely love them both. I 100% highly recommend them. Kevin Owens is a great figure, just like I said in my prior Elite of the Baron Corbin, the 2-in-1 figure where he's the broke ass and he's the happy Corbin. I love these type of gimmicks where they're 2-in-1, and I absolutely love this Kevin Owens. You get the skull cap where he's mimicking Stone Cold, and then you get him versus in his ring gear when he actually fought Stone Cold at WrestleMania. So definitely a fun figure to have. So I highly recommend him. This is probably my favorite KO that I've gotten yet from Mattel. And Cody, I will say I did not like the weight belt, so I'm going to be keeping the Jazzwares weight belt on there. I feel like that just completes the look a little better. The head scan looks okay. It's not perfect, but I do like it. I do see the likeness to Cody, and I can definitely see this expression on Cody Rhodes when he's in the ring. The tattoo, I will be honest, I am surprised how much I like it, because I was bummed when I saw it on his face. I thought it looked dumb, and now you don't even really notice it. It actually does look pretty damn good to me. So very happy how that came out. I will say I wish he would have came with a t-shirt or something. He just looks a little naked, but you know what? It is their first figure. They're going to be pumping out a lot more so we can interchange and accessories as they come out from Mattel. Or you have the Jazzwares accessories to put it over. I actually really do love the blue and red attire gear, his tights. They look really nice and clean. The added detail with the chest hair. So no real complaints. I'm happy for Mattel's first American Nightmare Elite. I'm looking forward to more, as well as the Ultimate Edition coming from Mattel Creations later this summer. But anyways, if you are interested in grabbing these figures, they are now in stock and shipping from ringsidecollectibles.com. Use promo code 4LIFE to save 10% off your order. If Cody wins the Rumble this Saturday, I'm telling you this figure is going to sell. If you want to go grab it now, I'm predicting he's going to win it. I'm excited to see his run. Hopefully he gets that title reign, and I'm ready to go along on that ride. So welcome back, Cody Rhodes. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video review, and I will catch you all on the next one.